We're scaling multiple $1 million per year brands, and I can confidently tell you TikTok Shop is changing. What worked 6 months ago won't even get you to 100K GMV per month in 2025. So in this video, I'm covering the latest strategies on how you can scale your brand using this exact 5-step framework. We're going to cover organic content, affiliate marketing, paid ads, live streams, and even how to position your promotions and discounts. I'll be breaking down a real case study of how we took a brand from 13K to 90K per month in 90 days with zero fluff. And trust me, this video is a must implement or you will be leaving money on the table with TikTok Shop in 2025. So let's get right into it. This is going to be on how to just blow up right out of the gate past your competitors on TikTok Shop in 2025. As we know, TikTok Shop changes completely like every 6 months. So what was working last year might not necessarily be the perfect strategy for Q1, Q2 of this year. So we're going to go straight into it. Just want to introduce myself real quick. My name is Zen Ali. I'm a co-founder of Zenith Agency. It's a TikTok Shop official partner agency based out of New York City. We're a pretty boutique agency. Depending on the month, we have between 10 to 15 clients. We specialize in food and beverage, health and wellness, beauty. We have a couple clients in other verticals, but those are kind of the main ones. In terms of what's new, so last time Social Snowball had this webinar last year, there's been some changes since then. So just wanted to update you guys on it. Obviously, the biggest one that we hear about and get asked about is the TikTok ban, it being banned, it being unbanned. Now it's back on the App Store. People are still wondering, what does the future hold for TikTok exactly? It's kind of hard to say, but we're in a pretty good position now. I think, with it being back on the App Store, with Trump saying, hey, even if it doesn't get sold, I can delay this ban even further if I want to. So it's looking pretty good. Even if it does get banned, we're seeing competitors like Flip. We're seeing, maybe Meta or Google will wake up and decide like, hey, we want to get serious about affiliate. Whatever happens, it's clear that social selling's not going away. Whoever's best, prepared for TikTok Shop currently, they're going to be best in line for whatever comes next if it does go anywhere. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. Another thing that we've seen go live is subscribe and save. So they really needed to wait until the app was back in the App Store and people could update it in order to release this feature. This is going to be big for consumables because if you are able to offer some kind of discount and get a steady recurring revenue, that can be really great just because TikTok is not a huge AOV platform. So to get more of a recurring source of revenue can be a lot better for brands. And it's also great for creators if they're able to offer the commission, on a recurring basis that incentivizes them even more to be posting great videos and really focusing on a brand. We're also seeing some changes coming with the violation system. That's something that brands really struggled with like the first half of 24. It was pretty, problematic for some brands where they were just getting shut down left, right, center for all these random things. They've kind of cooled off of it a bit. We're not seeing as many people complaining about violations. Now they're switching from that 48-point violation system to a 1,000-point scale that actually rewards you for weeks that you're actually doing well. So you're not just getting penalized when, you have some late orders or things going out one week. You're getting some points for actually doing what you're supposed to be doing. So that should be interesting. That's something to keep an eye on. I don't expect it to be anything stricter than how it is now, but definitely some changes coming. So the 5 horsemen, as I see it, to drive growth on TikTok Shop are organic social, live stream, paid ads would kind of amplify some of those other levers, affiliate, and then promotions and discounting, which I think a lot of brands are just not taking as seriously on the platform as they probably should. So the first horseman, organic, it's kind of like BoJack Horseman. It's kind of hard to manage. It's a little bit unstable. It is the highest margin activity that you can do because you're not paying affiliate commission, but it's just a little bit harder to scale because if you have one creator or 2 creators on your account, they're trying to push out 2 or 3 videos a day. They're probably going to burn out at some point. It's a pretty tough creative endeavor compared to sending it out to a bunch of different creators and letting them make a few videos on it. It's just a little bit harder to scale. And also, if you're getting hundreds of videos or even thousands of videos from creators, that's going to get a bigger impact at the end of the day than 30 or 60 videos a month on the brand account. So we'll never say not to do organic. Organic is great. It lets you give great examples to creators. It lets you story tell and get the brand's perspective out there, and that makes it easier for creators. So it's always great if a brand's willing to do it, but it's not going to be like the only thing that's going to get you to 6 or 7 figure months. Horseman number 2, paid ads. We're seeing this on some stores drive up to 80% of the GMV. Obviously, it's not acting on its own. It's in tandem with the videos that are being created. TikTok at the beginning, when we started off with our own brand in 2023, we didn't run any ads. We were just organic with affiliates. Affiliates were posting. The videos would go crazy. TikTok was prioritizing it on the algorithm. They were giving all this free traffic. They were doing all this just to get people in the door and get them hooked on TikTok Shop. Now they want you to pay to play. Yes, they make like their 6%, maybe 8% fee that they'll raise over time on the platform, but where they're really making their money is on the ad spend. So they want you to spend on ads, and they're also making it easier and easier for you to do so. The ad features are getting more and more streamlined. You don't really need a dedicated media buyer. They have GMV Max, which does a lot of that targeting and budget allocation on its own. You also have ACA. That's been something that's getting more and more powerful and important on TikTok Shop because so many creators are opted in, which basically says that, hey, you don't need my Spark code. You can run ads on my post. Now, with Shop Ads Commission coming out and some brands dropping it really low, we are seeing some pushback where some creators are, removing themselves from ACA. And now you have to ask for the Spark code because some brands, will give them 20% commission and they'll drop it to 1% for ads. And obviously there's pushback. What we recommend is Shop Ads Commission makes it really easy for you to scale with ads now, where you don't need to be paying 25, 30% plus ad spend, but just keep it reasonable. Drop maybe 5% from your organic. If you're giving them 15% commission on organic sales, 10% for ads seems fair. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of pushback. You're going to get a lot of creators upset. It could even be like a little bit of a PR nightmare if they start to post videos and let people know that your ads commission is just not something that they deem fair. We also have max delivery now in GMV Max. So it used to be target ROI only, which was kind of like cost cap on Meta, but now you can just tell it to spend. It's basically like running lowest cost on Meta. So that's a feature that's now built into GMV Max. Plus, there's GMV Max for live streaming. So no matter how you want to spend, TikTok's making it easy for you, and it's getting to a point where you really do need to be spending on ads if you want to hit scale on the platform. Horseman number 3, the affiliates. I think this is the most important. There's no brand in the top rankings that's in there without affiliate creators. It's extremely important. You get usage right. If you get usage rights to use a creatives off platform, it can make it even better of a deal because not only are you profitable on TikTok Shop, but then you can use those creatives profitably on Meta. So just think like some brands are spending 10, 15, 20 grand a month on creatives, and most of them aren't gonna work just with the nature of the beast. Versus on TikTok Shop, if you have some videos that are popping off, those videos will probably do well on Instagram Reels. So if you're able to get usage rights and repurpose them, it's kind of a no-brainer. It helps you get more value from the platform. So we're seeing anywhere between 300 to 1,000 plus videos a month for these brands that are hitting 5, 6, 7 figure a month numbers. And there's new creators joining TikTok Shop every day. So it's not like you're running out of creators. It's as people are hearing about TikTok Shop and how much money they can make as creators, they're joining the platform. There's still plenty of commission only affiliates. I know some of the top creators and high GMV creators, they want a flat fee. There's still commission only affiliates that are hungry, newer to the platform. They're willing to do it just on commission only. So there's still a ton of opportunity for brands on affiliates. And it really is the most important one. Horseman number 4 is promotions and discounts. I think a lot of brands don't understand how important this is on TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop is very much an impulse and discount based platform. There's always campaigns running, so there's plenty of opportunities for you to take advantage of it. You can register for a campaign. Sometimes they'll be co-funded, so TikTok will pay maybe 50% of the discount, so you'll get the higher conversion rate without paying like the full discount. So it's kind of a no-brainer. You also get a badge. You also get a little bit boost in the algo. So any campaign that you can register for, especially if it's co-funded, is a good idea. You can also do flash sales, which will combine the discount with an end time. So it actually drives some urgency. And subscribe and save, obviously we talked about, is here. Buy more, save more if you want to get a higher AOV, free shipping, gift with purchase, all these things that you see brands doing on Meta where they're building a really good offer. Obviously with TikTok, you don't have a funnel. Most people aren't reading the landing page. Besides the product, this is your one other lever, to make that angle for the customer. So it's good to think more deeply about it and test out a couple things. For things like live streams, like the exclusive discount is almost like table stakes now. That's something that pretty much every brand that's successful on live stream is doing some kind of discount that's live only during the live stream to really encourage people to get them over the finish line and convert. Live streaming is still one of those things where every year, every quarter, people are predicting that it's going to blow up. It's still not there yet. It's about like 13% of our client revenue. It's not the thing that I would focus on month one. I think brands that are really great with storytelling, they have that real passion. The host is really passionate about the product. They can answer any of the Q&A questions. Those are the live streams that are doing really well. They're doing it better than some of the live stream agencies that maybe aren't as closely knowledgeable about the product. Quality is still key here. It's not like affiliates where you can just, get 100, 150 videos knowing that if a couple are going to pop off. Even 5 to 10 minutes of like a not well-planned live stream where it gets kind of boring, it gets kind of slow, it can really kill it in a bad way, as in like the live stream will just die. And it really takes more team members than you think. Like, you need the host, you need someone working in the background that's like pinning the product. You probably need someone with the host to like keep it lively in case there's not a lot of Q&A, someone to discuss things with the host back and forth. So it can take 2 or 3 people, a set if you're not using like a warehouse or some other space, maybe 2 or 3 phones to have multiple live streams at the same time. So it's not a cheap operation by any means. So that's why just the ROI just isn't there a lot of times until you're scaled up on Shop. And you really do need to be keeping it quality. You're going to need a reason for people to stick around, because if they stick around and they purchase early on in the live stream, TikTok will see that like, wow, this is actually a well converting live stream, and it'll send in more traffic. So you need contests, you need prizes, you need free gifts for people who are buying during the live stream. You want to keep the audience on their toes, and you want to reward them for sticking around. Otherwise, your live stream numbers, your data is not going to look good to TikTok. They're going to see people coming in and leaving right away, and they're not going to push more traffic to it. Here's an internal case study for a food and beverage client that we've had. You can see we're adding in a horse every month. Month one, we didn't have any creatives really from the brand, so we were just seeding to creators. We did about 13K that month. Month two, we had a second horse in the race. We're doing affiliates and paid ads. Now we have some creatives we can put some spend behind, and we know they convert well. We did 2K in GMV that month. Month three, that's when we had 3 horses in the race. We had affiliates, we had paid ads, and we had a promotion running. The brand actually had a product with really high gross margins, 80-90% margins. So we were able to run a 50% off sale and still be slightly profitable. So that's why it's really good to know your numbers and to have those better gross margins to negotiate that with your supplier and optimize the product so that you can do that, which allows you to get a ton of momentum in sales while being maybe break even or slightly profitable. Because then they know in month 4 or month 5, they have all these creatives coming in, all this momentum already built up, people trying the product. And they also have some creators that did really well last month with the commissions they got, and now they're really incentivized to post more. So it can really give you a good shot in the arm on the platform. Just a quick summary, product and price point is still the most important. TikTok Shop is a discount and impulse-based platform. Products that are very engaging and they're captivating and they have a good form factor with TikTok on TikTok are just going to be a much better fit. Anything in that 20-40 price range is just going to be a lot easier than the 60 to 100 plus. Just the way the TikTok is as a platform. Obviously there's some exceptions and there's some brands killing it, but it'll just make your life easier if it's a lower price product. The stream's still not there yet, but if you're a smaller brand, you're agile, you can test it out, you can figure out who you want as a host, you can do 1 or 2 live streams in part of the warehouse and get a feel for it. That way, if it really takes off, say AI is getting really good at short videos and people are losing trust in it and TikTok moves the algo to push live streams more, you can hop on it right when it's starting to become a bigger thing. Affiliate short videos plus paid ads plus big discounts is still the tried and true way of having success on the platform. It's what's really creating those 6-7 figure months for brands. That's all I got. If you have any questions, happy to answer them now. I also have my email if it's something that's more personal, or you can send it there. I'm on LinkedIn with my full name, Zen Ali, and then on Twitter under the handle Not Zen Again.
Awesome. All right. So we do have a lot of questions. 2 questions right off the bat were around GMV Max versus manual. Ivy asked and Will asked, what's your take on GMV Max versus doing this manually? And then are you supposed to have enough ad data from old campaigns to leverage GMV Max at
the thing about GMV Max is like it's really great at scale. Like you can do manual in the beginning and that's fine, but once you're starting to get hundreds of affiliate videos per month, you don't want to be adding those in manually. That's where GMV Max really shines. Even from month 1, we used to do manual and then GMV Max, but now even from month 1, as long as you have videos coming in or being tagged with a shop link, we can run it max delivery month 1. We can force it to spend $50, $100 a day, and then we can set it to a target ROI once it gets enough data. So I'd encourage you to move to GMV Max like as soon as you can, just because that's where you're going to want to be at scale when you're getting hundreds or even 1,000 videos per month. You don't want someone in there manually trying to do it. You want the algorithm just to be doing all that for you.
Awesome. And then Bora asked, are you finding any ways to get the official usage rights from affiliates for off platform, right? Getting
Yeah.
onto TikTok shops.
Yeah, it's a good question. And Boras, he's got the type of tools that you want to do that, to be able to mass outreach to affiliates and offer them some kind of flat fee or some kind of arrangement to get them to give you usage rights. If you're just trying to do it for your top 10 creators, you can kind of do it manually, but just send them a message, be like, hey, I'd love to use this off platform. I'll tag you. Usually they want to figure out, like, maybe they can use Social Snowball so that they can still get their commission rate off platform, or maybe they want a flat fee. Whatever it is, you negotiate it. Maybe you set some limits with whoever is running the account to make it easier. Like, hey, the brand's willing to pay as much as $150 per video as long as they've driven at least 10K GMV, whatever it is.
Awesome. We got a question from Caroline. We have a brand that we're using Yuka AI for. By the way, Caroline, Yuka is going to be talking a little bit later today, but out of 20 videos or 20 creators to post videos, out of that, they sent out a ton of outbound and only 20 people responded. Are there any ways to get people to post more?
Yeah, it's a good question. So if you're sending out like outbound messages, there might be some limits in place. So like maybe that's something to check on, is like, are you running into those outreach limits? In terms of like approving creators that will actually post, you want to look at their post rate. TikTok will tell you like, hey, they post 80% of the time or 60% of the time, whatever it is. You want to approve creators that are posting consistently. We recommend 80% plus. And then if you're using something like Yuka, you can send them an automated message when they get the sample, give them the creative brief. It serves as a little bit of a reminder to post. You can even send a follow-up to people who haven't posted. So really take advantage of those CRM features that you'll see in some of those outreach tools, and send people reminders, encourage them to post, see if they need anything from you, see if they got the product, etc.
Awesome. And then we got Will asking a follow-up to the GMV Max question. Do you follow GMV Max's recommendations for target ROI daily budget, or do you go for a much higher target ROI?
Yeah, so like usually if you, in the beginning, whatever the target ROI is that they're recommending, it's like what's going to be the most optimal. If you wanted to spend fully in the beginning, you want to actually go to a little bit lower of a target ROI. I wouldn't go too much higher, because then you're probably going to constrain the delivery. Just back into it. Like if you have, as long as you don't have a constrained inventory, if you're like, hey, I need to make 15% margins, you know what your target ROI is. You want to get as many sales as possible with that target ROI, so that the next month you have more and more momentum. So I wouldn't set it too high, and then I also wouldn't, unless you want to just get it warmed up and have it spending fully, then drop it a little bit lower. But you really want to set it wherever your profitability is at, and then keep adding creatives until you're able to consistently hit that and spend fully at your budget.
Awesome. Well, Zan, thank you so much for hopping on today. Yeah, like he said, please hit him up, not Zan again on Twitter or Zain Ali on LinkedIn, but I'll also be sending out his information post-call.
As for watching, you should now know exactly how to get to 100K a month on TikTok Shop. However, if you're a decision maker at a brand that does at least 1 million a year in sales, and you want us to come in and do all that for you, that way you don't have to worry about creator outreach, managing creators, managing ad spend, just click the link in the description that'll take you to our website at zenith.agency. You can scroll down and book a call, and then we can see if it's a good fit. Besides that, if you like the video, please click subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.